Welcome to Game Epoch, my name's HollowsBastion, and today I wanted to make a video on my first impressions of No Man's Sky. I played it for about 4 hours or so this morning, and I just wanted to share my thoughts for those that are still hesitant on getting the game. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I started my descent into No Man's Sky, I was greeted with this beautiful loading screen. Stars and planets rush past the camera as your planet is being created. When you are able to move about, there are some on-screen tutorial tips, but it doesn't quite explain as much as I would like them to. You soon find out that your ship's busted and in need of repairs before you can go ahead and start traveling the stars. To repair the ship, you need to explore your surrounding areas for resources and materials to craft. On my planet, I was greeted with a friendly, non-toxic environment with plenty of resources surrounding me. However, there were also very small insect-like predators lurking around and weren't afraid to attack me. They weren't the only life forms I found on the planet, and I do have to say that some of these life forms looked fantastic. After scrounging around the area for a little over an hour, I was able to get my ship off the ground. So in my 4 hours of playtime, I've explored such a small fraction of my starting planet. I traveled out into space and I found a space station where you can trade with passing merchants. I landed on the planet's moon, which was so much more beautiful than the planet itself, but it was devoid of all life. I ended up actually going back to my starting planet so that way I can continue mining resources so that way I can make a hyperdrive. There was only one time in these 4 hours that I actually got extremely frustrated. As I traveled, I stumbled upon a crashed ship in need of repairs. I decided to fix said ship and spent a good chunk of my time gathering resources to make it operational. I was down to my final resource needed, which was Thamium-9. The material was sparse, so I took my starter ship and headed into space to mine the nearby meteors. After I got the element, I couldn't find the wrecked ship. There was no marker, there was no map, and I couldn't find a way to retrace my steps. If I could change one thing in the game, it's for some sort of map or way to create markers. So what did I think of the game? Well, I heard a lot of people say that it's as vast as an ocean, but as shallow as a puddle. I don't find that to be the case. In the 4 hours that I've played the game, I've always had something to do, I've always had something to explore, and I always had something to craft. The graphics are not worth writing home about, but the art style is extremely colorful and unique. I wasn't even perturbed whenever I got out into space and wasn't greeted with the black void that I was expecting, but instead, I was greeted with this orangish, yellowish hue. It was a little weird, but then I quickly got over it and kept exploring. It was still fresh, it was still new, it was great. The music is on point. When I made my way for the first time to the nearby space station, the music ramped up and it just pumped me up. It made me so excited. I was exploring something brand new and it was awesome. It was great. It put me in the moment. It's also quite impressive how massive this game is. When I landed on my planet's moon and I looked up, I realized just how big the sandbox is and just how small I am. One of the most humbling experiences that I've had in a video game. So the biggest question: is the game worth $60? Well, when I determine if the game is worth the money, I always do the dollar per hour test. How many hours do I plan on investing in this game? If I pay $60 for a game and I can at least get 60 hours out of the game, that's essentially me paying $1 an hour for that entertainment and that experience. Do I see myself putting more than 60 hours into No Man's Sky? You bet I do. With that said, the game is well worth the money for me. However, is it for everyone? The game itself is extremely slow, at least in the beginning. Do you like slow games like Minecraft? Do you like survival games like Don't Starve? You'll most likely enjoy No Man's Sky. Do you prefer fast run and gun shoot 'em ups like Battlefield or Call of Duty? Then you'd probably want to steer clear. Do you think that you'd want to play it but you don't see yourself putting that much time into it? Then wait until the game goes on sale. Be smart, use the dollar per hour test. It's always worked great for me. Well, that's actually pretty much my first impressions of the game. I cannot wait to jump back into this game at all. I'm actually going to be jumping back into it as soon as I finish editing this video. and uploading it to the internet. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. If you enjoyed what you've seen and you want to see my playthrough, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and that way you can be notified whenever I upload it. If you ever want to see us live stream anything, go ahead and check out our Facebook and Twitch page so that way you can see exactly when we'll be streaming. It'll be awesome to have you guys come and hang out with us. So again, my name is HollowsBastion, this is Game Epoch, and you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in No Man's Sky.